Hello there, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Erda here back again to read to you chapters 48 through 51 of our One School, One Book, Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library. So let's get started. Chapter 48 starts on page 244. In case you forgot, said Mr. Lemoncello, extreme challenges are extremely challenging and sometimes extremely dangerous. Is Charles doing one? Asked Akemi. He might. I'm going to ask him if he'd like to next. Mr. Lemoncello had changed out of his judge's costume into some kind of cat burglar outfit. Black pants, ribbed black turtleneck, and sporty black beret. Is that costume a clue? Asked Haley. Because it goes with the whole bandit theme. Don't know, but Dr. Zinchenko told me to wear it for the big finale. Is there going to be a finale? Maybe with Charles, mumbled Kyle. We're sort of stuck. At least till 11, added Sierra. That's when the most important clue will appear on the ceiling. Really, said Mr. Lemoncello. That Dr. Zinchenko. The woman knows how to build suspense. So let's do the extreme challenge, said Haley. What do we have to lose? The whole game, said Akemi. Not for all of us, said Kyle. I'll do the challenge. After all, I'm the team captain. You are? Said Haley. We had an election, said Akemi, yesterday. Oh, cool. But Kyle, said Miguel, if you blow the extreme challenge, you lose, bro. Not if my team wins. No, said Mr. Lemoncello. If you lose, Kyle, you lose. You will not be allowed to share in the big prize. Fine. I'm going with you, said Haley. No, you're not, said Mr. Lemoncello. I have to. Look, we both know I'd be a fabulous spokesmodel for your games and stuff, but I can't just glom onto everything Kyle and his team have already dug up. I have to earn my place on this team. Sorry, Haley, extreme challenges are, and always will be, solo efforts. But, Mr. Lemoncello held up his hand. No buts. Kyle must face this challenge alone. However, yes, the rest of you can watch his progress on the video screens and cheer him on over the intercom system. You are a cheerleader, aren't you, Haley? Yep, said Kyle, but she's never cheered for me. Well, I will this time, I promise. Excellent, said Mr. Lemoncello. By the way, Kyle, there is no backing out once you commit to the challenge. Fine, said Kyle. Let's do it. Go, Kyle, go, shouted Haley. Akemi flinched. A warning next time, please? Sorry. Mr. Lemoncello touched his ear again. Here is your extreme challenge. Dr. Zinchenko tells me. The answer you seek, he paused to listen. The key to this code is a memory box that holds the mother lode. What? Mr. Lemoncello shrugged. Sorry, I don't write 'em. I only recite 'em. Wait, there's more. Forget the Industrial Revolution. My first idea is your certain solution. The room was silent. Mr. Lemoncello touched his ear once more and continued. And now it's time for the addendum. Huh? A last-minute addition. The box had been here, but now it is there. Poor Kyle, your fate is up in the air. Mr. Lemoncello stood there grinning for several seconds. Is that it? Said Kyle. Yes. Find what you're looking for before the second floor doors open, and it is yours. Fail, and you, Kyle, will be eliminated from the game, and your team, due to that series of unfortunate events, will be forced to struggle on without you. Good luck. You have 15 minutes. And Mr. Lemoncello left the room. Dude, said Miguel, shaking his head, you are so dead. Wait a second, said Haley. I think I know how to find what Mr. Lemoncello was talking about. You do? Said Kyle. I better. I'm the one who moved it from here to there. Chapter 49, page 248. Now then, Charles, said Mr. Lemoncello, would you like to utilize any of your remaining lifelines? Perhaps an extreme challenge? Ask an expert? Yes, sir, said Charles. And may I just say, it's kind of you to come in here and ask me that question. Well, it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, and I had nothing better to do. Pardon? Nothing. Just a brief flight of fancy, my mind sailing off past the phantom tool booth. So, which lifeline would you like to use? My Ask an Expert, sir. Fine. See Mrs. Tobin at the main desk. I must go to my office to monitor Kyle's extreme challenge. What's he doing? Trying to beat you. Toodles! Mr. Lemoncello raised his beret by its stem, turned on his heel, and headed for one of the bookcases on the far side of the rotunda. Charles watched him tilt back the head of a bus and press a red button in the middle of what would have been the man's neck. A door-sized section of the bookcase swung open. Mr. Lemoncello stepped into the darkness. The bookcase swung shut. Charles hurried to the librarian's desk at the center of the rotunda reading room. Mrs. Tobin, he clapped his hands. Mrs. Tobin! Chop, chop, I'm in a bit of a rush. The doors upstairs will be open in 13 minutes. Mrs. Tobin? The holographic librarian finally appeared. Good morning, Charles. How may I help you? I need to use my Ask an Expert. Very well. Whom do you wish to consult with? Someone who knows his way around a library. If that is all you require, Charles, perhaps I can be of assistance. I need to talk to my Uncle Jimmy. Your Uncle Jimmy? Could you please be more specific? Yes, of course. James F. Willoughby III. The James F. Willoughby III? Yes, ma'am. The head librarian of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. is your uncle? That's right. If my mother's brother, Uncle Jimmy, the top librarian in all of America, can't help me find the one book I'm looking for, nobody can. Chapter 50, page 251. The memory box is down in the stacks, Haley told Kyle. So he raced down to the basement. The very long, very wide cellar was just as he remembered it, filled with tidy rows of floor-to-ceiling shelving units. Kyle looked up at the closest security camera. Where to next? I hid it way over on the far side, said Haley through the ceiling speakers, on a shelf near that horrible book sorting machine. Kyle hurried up the center aisle. Suddenly, a heavy metal bookcase thundered in from the right, sliding like it was on roller skates. Watch out! Shouted Haley. The bookcase skidded to a screeching halt, blocking Kyle's path forward. Go left, suggested Miguel. The whole team was watching and cheering him on. Kyle went left, and another steel shelving unit shuffled in from the side. Jump back, shouted Akemi. The shelf slammed to a stop 2 inches in front of Kyle's feet. Kyle, you okay? Yeah. This is like the hedge maze in the Tri-Wizard Tournament, said Sierra. Huh? Harry Potter, Book 4, Goblet of Fire? Right. Need to read that one, too. Kyle, of course, realized he'd just discovered the most extreme part of his extreme challenge. Each one of the sliding floor-to-ceiling bookcases was loaded down with heavy cardboard cartons, books, or metal storage bins. They probably weighed several tons each. If Kyle was in the wrong place when a shelving unit came shooting in from the side, he'd be flattened like a pancake under a steamroller. Warning, announced the official-sounding lady in the ceiling. You have 12 minutes to complete this challenge. He had to keep going. Like Mr. Lemoncello said, there was no turning back now. Unless, of course, he wanted to go home a loser. Ha! Never. Kyle jogged up an alleyway between 2 walls of bookshelves. Left turn, Haley shouted. Now! The wall on Kyle's right swung open, revealing 6 swiveling sections, each pivoting panel maybe 20 feet long, all skittering sideways and gliding backward to create new walls and reconfigured pathways. You've only got like 10 more yards to go, coached Haley. Kyle weaved his way around the randomly shuffling shelves. But as soon as he was on any kind of straightaway, the walls started to rearrange themselves again. Finally, Kyle scooted down a corridor so tight he had to turn sideways to squeeze through. The walls stuttered to a stop, and the voice made another announcement. Warning, you have 8 minutes to complete this challenge. I'm trapped, Kyle shouted. There's no exit. None of his teammates said anything for a real long time. Finally, Sierra's voice rang out from the overhead speakers. Put your hand on the right wall, she said. What? Why? When I was little, I played a lot of maze games. If the walls are connected, all you have to do is keep one hand in contact with one wall at all times, and eventually you'll reach the exit or return to the entrance. Do it, coached Akemi. It'll work, bro, added Miguel. So Kyle kept his right hand firmly placed on the right wall of shelves and started inching his way forward. Go, Kyle, cheered Haley. Hug that wall, hug that wall. The passageway widened. Kyle kept his hand glued to the right wall and went around corners, through switchbacks, until finally he stepped into an opening near the book return conveyor belt. You made it, shouted Haley. Woohoo! All the shelves streamed back into their orderly church pew positions. Good, said Kyle. Getting out should be easier than getting in. Where's the box, Haley? I put it on the shelf. Which one? That one. Warning, announced the calm female voice in the ceiling again. You have 3 minutes to complete this challenge. Kyle stared up at a nearby camera. Haley, what exactly am I looking for? A cardboard box in a drawer. Okay, there are like 1 billion of those. I flagged it with a piece of pink tissue. Kyle raced to a shelf. 2 minutes, announced the calm lady. This one, said Kyle. Yes, look in the steel drawer. I thought you said it was cardboard. It is. Open the lid. Not that lid, the other one. This one? No, the one under it. 1 minute. Hurry, Kyle. I'm hurrying. Flip it open. Kyle did as he was told. He flipped up the lid on a steel drawer and found a battered boot box. Every member of Kyle's team shouted the same thing. Grab it and run, added Akemi. Kyle did. He tucked that boot box under his arm and ran like he had never run before. He sprinted across the basement floor. He raced up the steps 2 at a time. When he hit the rotunda, his heart was pounding against his ribs. 30 seconds. He speed skated across the marble floor. It was so slippery he lost his balance. He fell forward, dropped the box. It flew out of his hands, hit the slick floor, and slid like a hockey puck across the threshold into Community Meeting Room B. A buzzer sounded. Time is up, announced the calm voice. Yo, shouted Miguel. You made it, bro. And Kyle started breathing again. Chapter 51, page 257. Having made his request, all Charles could do was wait. Apparently, said Mr. Lemoncello when he came back into the rotunda, your Uncle Jimmy is a very, very busy man. Reminds me of a spider I once knew. But it was a Sunday morning. We will attempt to track him down at home. Thank you, sir. I told Uncle Jimmy to stand by, that I might need him this weekend. And now, whoosh! He's as elusive as the wind and the willows. You'll have to discuss this with him the next time your family gets together for Thanksgiving dinner. Now, if you will excuse me, it is currently 9:58 a.m., almost time to reopen the Dewey Decimal Chambers. Mr. Lemoncello opened a filing cabinet and pulled out a megaphone. Is there some room you should be ready to run to? Isn't there some clue or book you need to go find? Just one, said Charles, and I need my Uncle Jimmy to tell me which one it is. Will you keep looking for him, please? Of course. Mr. Lemoncello pointed to a smudge on Charles's shirt. If you like, I will also have Al Capone do your shirts. All Charles could do was nod, smile, and wonder when Al Capone had opened a laundry. We're going to stop there. Come back to finish reading the rest of the book.